Hi, welcome to Bad Movie Reviews.
Under the Silver Lake is ultimately a movie that promises a lot but doesn't deliver enough. A ramshackle mystery thriller that only occasionally tosses its audience a fragment of its solution. Strange just for the sake of being strange. There's probably a crowd out there for this occult, twisty-turny, definitively baffling offering. I, for one, have no desire to watch it again.
Of the night.
Nothing strange about it. She wanted to leave. How does that...
It's hard to believe that a film that's a mixture of Rear Window, Mulholland Drive, and The Wizard of Oz could end up as less than the sum of its parts. But somehow Under the Silver Lake manages it. A film which mistakes mockery and meaningfulness for fetish and frenzy. Under the Silver Lake never finds a reason for being as weird as it is, making for a confusing and frustrating experience despite its hypnotic visuals and great score. Under the Silver Lake is a giant piece of gold-flaked poo that thinks it's special when it should be flushed away.
A pop song? 1, 2, 3. Can't quite see it, but I'm close.
Honey, how are you?
Mom.
The pretense of muddling nonsense with intellectual rigor means that it will forever be impossible to consider Under the Silver Lake as anything other than an exercise in smugness from a creative mind that has only the barest grasp on the theses it posits. Perhaps the most surprising part of this Hollywood puzzler is just how conventional it is. It is a half-baked, superficial story, a prime example of straight white male hubris, trying and failing to masquerade as original and interesting, lacking the humor or lightheartedness that would make it entertaining.
To win a prize. What are you going to win?
Another cultural bluff to sell as if it were the penultimate discovery of pop recycling. Mitchell exhibits his disdain for meaning, knowledge and human beings, especially women, over more than 2 hours of faux postmodern intellectualism. It is practically impossible to understand anything that happens along an endless footage full of bizarre situations. The film's brazen sexism is matched by the shameless unoriginality of the conspiracy theories and clues that take up most of its runtime.
The water's so refreshing.
Under the Silver Lake pretends to be eccentric and unsettling, but reeks of emptiness and overprojection. Mitchell's self-indulgence at the typewriter is this otherwise curious project's undoing. Under the Silver Lake has noir-ish overtones, and lays it on thick with clunky film references and a Douglas Sirk-style soundtrack. It thinks a lot of itself, but is a pretentious, aimless mess. It is too infatuated with its own cryptic mythology, too fawning in its references to LA noirs, and too self-indulgent to be praised as parody, let alone an effective critique of its boring protagonist.
Assume that all of this information is exactly what we're told it is.
What irritates most about this supposed phantasmagoria, aside from the icky, possibly ironic focus on exposed female flesh, is its deadeningly lifeless familiarity. A sprawling, baggy noir in need of a tighter edit and greater control. Mitchell doesn't seem to know what he wants. And by setting up the pieces and then getting distracted by the lint in his navel, he ends up with an initially beguiling film that turns out to be a narcissistic bore. It gives you little reason to hope for much from its plot secrets, and when they are finally exposed they don't exceed expectations.